everyone, and welcome to my second Sunday Funday layout with Cheeky Studios. You can see the sketch that I just showed you. That sketch was designed by Miranda Weber, and it is part of the challenge that you can enter at Cheeky Studio. You just have to use the hashtags on Instagram, Get Cheeky and Cheeky Studio, and then you can post your layout in the Facebook group and play along with the sketch. So this navy blue paper is a specialty paper that was from the Dear Lizzie Lovely Day collection, and I've been kind of hoarding it and just waiting for like the perfect time to use it. And I decided that was today. So I am gutting this paper, and I am also using so I cut, that is Vicky Bouton mixed media paper, and I cut it to 10 by 10. I have been loving scrapbooking on smaller canvases, and so I have found that a really great way to kind of keep my canvas to a smaller size is to give everything a nice big border, and that allows me to use some of these gorgeous specialty papers and really make them the star of the show and make them shine on a layout. So I put score tape around the edges of my paper, and then I just fold over the corners, and this is something I've been loving too. I love to do this. I think it's just a really nice, I just like this page idea. You know, the 10 by 10 square in the middle, and then the gorgeous paper around the edge. And if you'll notice very carefully, I don't make it a full border. I make the bottom a little bit bigger than the top. And I just find that is like, I just love that look. And you'll see it coming up in a couple other layouts as well. So this is 2 wedding photos. I'm doing wedding photos. There'll be lots of wedding photos coming, just so you know. And I am cutting this one down to 3 by 4 so that I can use both of these photos on the sketch. The sketch only calls for 1 photo, but I wanted 2, so I improvised. I'm just going to go ahead and get my photos onto the mat. See, because I gutted that paper, then I can use the insides I took out to mat both of my photos with this gorgeous navy blue paper, which I think just works really well. So I'm going to go ahead and mat these photos, and then I'm going to grab some mixed media supplies, because the sketch calls for some mixed media, and yeah, it's been a little while since I've done some. So this is Juniper Mist ink from Catherine Pooler, my favorite navy ink ever, and I'm just putting it down on some plastic packaging and doing this little smushing technique, or Vicky Bouton calls it the kissing technique. So yeah, and look at how gorgeous that is. So this Catherine Pooler ink, I think it might be my new absolute favorite navy blue anything, because it's just a gorgeous, perfect color. So I'm going to come back in with some of my shimmers. These are the Moon Rock shimmers in the paint, and I added a little bit of paint to the plastic packaging and then smushed it in. And then I also am going to go ahead and grab my Angel Wing, which is a white shimmers paint, and I'm going to use some of that as well. So I put the Angel Wing paint on the same packaging that I had the navy blue ink, and I added a little water, and I'm just smushing it just in spots, just to give it that like gauzy kind of look. Angel's Wing is white, and it's my favorite. I love it. It mixes with inks. I mean, you see here, like, look how lovely. That just kind of adds that little bit extra depth to my background. And I think this background turned out gorgeous. So I gave it a little bit of time to dry, and I went through all of my die cuts from my guest designer products that Cheeky Studio sent me. And I'm going to go ahead, and I pulled out all of the dark burgundy, red, and the blue leaves. And now these are, okay, this is a pack of burlap tags from Love and Lemon Craft. And there are so many, these tags are the coolest thing. They're not super thick. They're burlap on the top. They're like just a paper on the back, so you can just adhere it with just regular tape runner, and it's totally fine. It comes with string for the holes, and it comes with oodles and oodles and oodles of burlap tags, like oodles of them in a bunch of different sizes. And I think that they just added the perfect like textury touch to my layout. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab all of these die cuts, and I'm going to use them all. I love Cheeky Studio die cuts because there are gobs of them in one package. And I don't feel like I need to hoard them or save them because the price point on them is really good, and you get oodles and oodles of them. So I can really like layer them up really, really good. And I love that. I don't feel like I have to hoard them or save them because they were really expensive or there's only a couple of them in the pack that I really like. So yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and decide where I want all of these gorgeous colors to poke through. And I put one of those burlap tags from Love and Lemon Crafts in the 3 areas for some texture and just some fun. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ink all the edges of all of these with, I chose gray ink. I think you could choose brown and it would be fine. It would just be more obvious, and I wanted to keep this kind of muted. And since the moon rock, I felt like the gray would work for this layout, so that's what I went with. So I've just gone around now and adhered everything down. I put some stuff up on pop dots. I used pop dots on some of the, like you can see here, I'm putting it up on the tags, and I have the little strings for all 3 of the tags ready to go and be adhered down. And what I did was some of the flowers got pop dots and some of them didn't. And then some of the leaves or the feathers, where the feathers kind of poke out, I went ahead and kind of popped up just the ends of the leaves. So I really like that. I also really love that some of these clusters kind of go outside the bounds of the 10 by 10 mixed media paper, because that kind of brings the entire layout all together. I will say that I think this layout ultimately turned out gorgeous. I'm super happy with how it turned out. I think it turned out really, really pretty. So I'm just going to continue to ink and stick. That's what I'm doing. Just ink and stick. Stick and ink. So the next thing I'm going to work on now is the strings for my tags. And what I'm going to do is, for these little banner shaped tags, I'm going to take the twine and I'm going to fold it up underneath my layout. And then I'm just going to stick it with some washi tape. And then I'm going to kind of pull the 2 strands apart so it looks like the banners are kind of hanging from, like hanging down or hanging out of the back of the layout. And I think that turned out really, really good. I'm super happy with how that turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down, and then for the other tag, the burlap tag, I'm just going to grab some my fine line bottle with some Scotch quick dry adhesive, and I'm just going to make little swirls, and then I'm going to let them dry before I clip them off. So these navy blue thickers are from Chamel's new line box of crayons, and I love them. Oh my goodness. So I am not a huge person I've been really trying hard to use these little word and phrase stickers, and so I knew that when I had the right page with the right title, it was going on the page. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add that title, and I'm also going to add some of these little puffy hearts. I think I end up adding like 5, 1 in each of the little areas of embellishment. I thought it just added just a little bit extra to the layout, and I really, really like how they look. So I'm just going to kind of sprinkle these around a little bit, decide which ones I want to use, and then I'm also, I think right now I'm counting because I'm trying to decide. I wanted to make an odd number, but I definitely needed more than 3. I couldn't just put 3 around there. So I'm just going to trim these off and let the glue dry, and that will complete this layout. I'm going to give it one last look just to make sure I like it, and I really do. It looks so pretty, and I'm doing that because I just loved how there was like you know, the background is shiny, and then you have the glitter from the Shimmers paints, and then you have the glitter from the navy blue thickers, and it worked. This layout turned out so pretty. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for to Cheeky Studio for having me guest design for them this month. I absolutely loved it, and I'm sure you'll see more projects using their products very soon, because I may have been shopping at their website. So, all right, have a wonderful day. Bye.